Okay, so we did the first two measures of central tendency, which are probably the most important, but the other two are good as well. So, and these two are pretty quick. So the mode we use most with data that tends to be in categories. So for instance, someone's favorite color, where, color is a category, right? So when we're kind of just counting things, a lot of times the mode is helpful then. So the mode is the data value that occurs the most. So think mode most. If one or more data values has the same highest frequency, then each of these values is a mode. So you can't have more than one mode. And if there is no data value that occurs the most often, then the data set has, no mode. So find the mode for each data set. So here I see the number 7 occurs twice. And if I notice, I have 2, 4, 8, and 10, and none of those occur more than once. So the number that occurs the most is 7, right? Because it occurs twice and everything else occurs once. So our mode here is 7. In our second example, I have 2, 1, 4, 5, and 3. All of those values all occur one time, all the same amount of times. So there is no mode here because there is no value that occurs the most. They all occur the same. And then the last case, I do see that 3 occurs twice, and I see that 6 occurs twice, and then 4 and 5 only occur once. So 3 and 6 definitely both occur more than 4 and 5, and they occur equally more, right? They both occur twice. So here there are 2 modes, and they are 3 and 6. So something like this, if you have more than one mode, we sometimes say multimodal, has more than one. Now, if you're using a table, you can find the mode by looking for the highest frequency. So in the table. So if I look here, I see values of, let's see, 2, 1, 3, 12, 16, 18, and so on. And the highest value I see is 31. So this relates to my mode here because the number 7 occurs 31 times. So our mode is 7. Be careful, your mode is not 31. 31 is how many times that number occurs. So your mode is 7. It's the X value in the table, not the F. The last measure of central tendency, again, which is not used as frequently, but it's still a good one to know, is called the mid-range. And what you do is you add the lowest and the highest values and divide by 2. So here's example 9. Let's see. It examines factors that, so Newsweek magazine examined factors that affect women's lives, including justice, health, education, economics, and politics. Using these 5 factors, the magazine graded each of 165 countries on a scale from 0 to 100. The 12 best places to be a woman and the 12 worst places to be a woman are shown in the table. These are your best and these are your worst. Find the mid-range score among the 12 best countries to be a woman. So we're looking for the best countries here. So if you're doing the mid-range, I need my lowest value, which is here, and I need my highest value, which is here. So I'm looking at 87.2 plus 100.0, and then you're just dividing those by 2. So I have 187.2 divided by 2, which is 93.6. All right. Let's sort of put this all together and do all 4 central tendencies in one. So suppose you have your 6 exam grades in the course are 52, 69, 75, 86, 86, and 92. Compute your final grade using the following: the mean, the median, the mode, and the mid-range. So let's practice with each of these. So remember, for your mean, you're just going to add those values up. And then you're going to divide by the total number of values there. So I have 6 values all together. And what I get here is 460 over 6 which is about 76.67. So if I use my breakdown here, this would give me about a C. If I do my median, remember the first thing you have to do with your median is make sure you order it, right? Because you want the middle value. Okay, so here we add, then we divided. Here I want the middle value. So I'm going to put these in order first. Actually, they're already in order, which is great. So 52, 69, 75, 86, 86, 92. Now I could use the position formula if I want to, but this is pretty simple, so I can just count in towards the middle. And I do have two values here, so I'm going to have to find the mean of these two. And I get, let's see, 161 over 2, which is 80.5. So if I do this, I end up actually with it. So your mode, remember, is the value that occurs the most. So if I look at my values here, I see they all occur one time except for 86, right? 86 occurs twice. So my mode here then is 86. So if this is my answer, I'd have about a B in class. Now I will say I don't know any teachers that usually use the mode as their answer, if I'm being honest, but that's okay. And then finally your mid-range. So what we do is we take our lowest value and our highest value. So 52 and 92, and I add them together and I find their mean. So 52 plus 92 is going to be 144. So I have 72 here, which also gives me a C. So you can see that mid-range is really swayed a lot by your upper and your lower value, right? That lower value of 52 is really pulling down that mid-range, right? So you're getting a 72 there instead. Whereas the median focuses, let's say, more on the middle core group. So it kind of almost like disregards your highest and lowest values and focuses on like the middle, so where most of your values were instead. Your mode is the value that occurs the most frequency. You happen to get two 86s, so that was your mode. And then the mean is probably what we use the most often for something like this. We add up all of our values and then divide by the number of values. So I would have about a C. So that's how we calculate our measures of central tendency, which are used a lot in many different fields and also in statistics, which we're kind of covering like a mini section of here in our course. But it's good to know all four cases. And like I said, the mean is used the most frequently, but you do see the median a lot, particularly if there's one or two values that are really much higher or even lower than the rest of the data. Sometimes we'll use the median instead. Mode and mid-range are good to know, although they're probably used the least frequently in real life. Sometimes we'll use the mode in more elementary math when we're kind of just doing a lot of counts, trying to find the highest value. But your first two in the real world are probably used the most frequently.